we're sort of taught to think about people acting alone. I heard someone talk about growing up and learning about MLK, and you think like MLK rose up like became friends with the right people and gave some speeches and marched, you know, and led some people, and all of a sudden like Black people were free. Yay! Like we're all equal now. His dream came true. And the story is so thwarted, like it's so distorted from what is actually a long history of people, lots of people fighting and pushing and organizing.
Yes.
He was powerful, yes. He had an impact that you can't dismiss. But he had a whole hell of a lot of people behind him, that some that we have come to know, and thousands more whose name you will never know. But you know, as you talk to people, like they might be like, oh yeah, my grandfather organized, my great grandfather, my mom, and you know, you start to like, wow, like there are so many stories of people that did just their little part to help. You know, they may not have even marched, but like someone had to watch the kids. Like who was babysitting? You know, like who? Anyway. So there are different ways to support, and you know, there's a lot for everyone to do. Having just had my last like job working for someone else in the corporate sector, I also think about Whitney Young. So Darlene and I were college roommates. So, and we were in a program, we met in college in the Whitney Young program. And Whitney Young during the civil rights era was like behind the scenes on the corporate side and the business side, like with, you know, working different rooms. Like he was an ally in a totally different way. And a lot of people don't know about Whitney Young. Shout out KSU, shout out Thoroughbreds, you're so thorough. Hey. But so yeah, just another example of another name that, you know, you don't hear a lot about, but was working and supporting the work in a different way. And let's not even talk about the countless women who don't get any airtime that did everything that they did. But we're just, so.
Well, that's appropriate here because I mean, we are Black women. We are talking about Black women issues. So that intersection, especially dealing with the civil rights movement, is you don't hear about a lot of women at all, and unless they were connected to some famous husband, right? So you know Coretta, you know, right? So you know the wives of it. Like, wait a minute, pause. Like, I'm sure they had their privileges around being, not to downplay a wife. We are wives, but still, like my identity still stands with my passion and what I do. So it's often presented in that way, like you get recognition for being attached to someone. Right. We know that as Black women, we are definitely the foundation and the core of a lot of our households and our, you know, our families, and so just being mindful of how those messages are sent across as well.